all right. So we're back. And this here is After Dark. I get an idea. I get something I want to talk about. Something I want to throw at you. I'm going to show up here. For those of you who like to hear me talk, this is the place to be. All right. So, the big thing is, I talk about shooting stock video, pictures, and recording sound to sell as stock. Seems like I get a ton of you, a ton, wanting to know more about this. A ton, some of you, not a ton, but some of you. So, the key to stock is, again, it's a long time. It's not an overnight thing. It's not like the gurus say. It's not a passive, I'm going to make money tomorrow thing. It's a long-term thing. It's like putting money in the bank, except for later, and later it grows. Kind of like that. But for me, because I've been doing it for so many years, it's like years ago, it's like I bought stock in Microsoft. And now, boom, or Apple. And now we're here. Not quite that good, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So over the years, I have figured out ways to hone this thing that I do. Like, for instance, if you're shooting, you got to kind of pick out. You see how I switch real quick? Squirrel. You got to kind of pick out what you want to do, kind of. Let me explain. So what I do is I do research. I'll do research on, of course, AI, which pretty much is Google. Anytime you Google, you're going to get AI. Pretty much, probably always have. Then what I'll do is I'll look at what's going on in the news. What are people talking about? What's happening right now? Protests are really big. So, of course, anything you can get with protests in it, gatherings, is going to be big. They're going to sell easy. The word I have for you is, if you want to do something like that and you have the time, go to protests, use your phone, use a GoPro, use whatever camera you have, get some good shots of stuff going on. Nobody getting beat up, but holding signs, marching, doing stuff that you think they'd want to see on the news. You get on Pond 5 and put that up there. Big names use Pond 5. Those protests will sell. While you're there, do some sound. Remember, independent movies, commercials, they need protest sounds. Why they flash. It's looking like this. There's a protest going on in Sacramento here next couple weeks. I'll show up. I'll get some video. I'm not taking a big camera. Probably going to take one of my Lumixes. I'll get some nice, stable, good shots of people holding signs, chanting. I'll take some microphones, put one on each side, hook it into a recorder in my pocket, and I'll record audio the whole time. Now, I get some good cuts. What I do is, I think of how this would be presented in my head. So I'll make a sequence like that. So for instance, if they're holding signs, you hear a little bit of hum, I got a little bit of background noise going on because I think it makes them more interesting. So that's not noise, that's noise that I'm putting in there. Just wanted that to be straight. So back to what I was saying. You make a sequence, give them a ton of shots. So let's say, for instance, you come up to the Capitol. Got a bunch of people there holding signs, standing. Get an angle from this way. Get an angle from the other way. Get an angle from straight on. Get a low angle. Get a high angle. Get a from behind angle. Record what's been said. Move on, find something else. Maybe you got two guys talking and you think that's interesting. Maybe they're debating. You think that's interesting. This one you're going to get a shot from this way, shot from that way. On every angle, you're going to get a close-up, a mid, and an establishing. Make the sequence so they have a lot to pick from. This is a secret. It's a secret that nobody talks about. That's not really a secret. The secret that's not a secret. That gives them a variety of stuff to pick from. You don't have to have releases because this is not commercial. You understand? You're not selling these commercially. You're selling these to news organizations, protest organizations. They're going to come and find this stuff. They go to Pond 5 a lot. And Pond 5. I'll put if you're interested in something like this, I'll put a link in the comments of this renting video, because this is a talker. I'm talking to talk because people say they like to hear me talk and they like to hear me ramble. And I'm testing something out on my software. So, a variety of stuff. They're not going to want the fighting. If they're debating and talking, that's a good shot. If the cops are out there, don't get anybody fighting. But if they're out there and you show the cops and maybe they're talking, maybe one's handing him a hot dog, whatever. But not the crazy stuff. CNN buys from there. BBC buys from there. You'll get in touch. Now, again, we're going to go back to this isn't overnight. Okay. Look at it like this. When I did these years ago, I did my first one for stock when Bush went into Iraq. Then there were protests. It's the first time I did it. Nobody came out and bought my stuff. But after a while, I was up in Portland. I got a protest up there. I got another protest in Olympia and Seattle. Then I started building this library up. And Getty started asking for stuff. Because all of a sudden somebody come along and found that. And because I'm exclusive to Pond 5, they'll push that out. So CNN comes along and goes, hey, we're looking for protest stuff for Seattle. Pond 5 goes, well, CNN, here's Bob. He's got protest stuff there. Other people too. But I see, if you get what I'm saying, if you can pick up what I'm throwing down, if you get that building up, these institutions start knowing your name. Now, I pick protest because that's what's real big now. The other thing I'm big in, surfing. No, my fat ass doesn't surf. But in September, I go down to the coast. I go down to Steamer's Lane. I go down to, well, it seems like only when I'm talking about it because I don't script that I forget what the names of them are. I go down to Mavericks for the Billabong, and I get surfing stuff. So because I've been doing, and I do that, I've done that pictures, video. I've done that for so long that now when somebody's looking for it, they contact me. Hey, Bob, what do you got? You see what I'm saying? It turned out just like that. I was shooting surfing stuff, just like the protest stuff. And I would put it in my library. People would see it. They'd go, hey, he's got something. The next time they would come back and go, well, he's got more. The next time, then after a while, they'd start going, hey, what do you got? Now, I'm exclusive, so shh, don't tell anybody. But when they come to me, I've got another library that's not on Pond 5 or anyplace else. Listen to what I'm saying. These people come to me because they know that I've got, here's my plane. They know I've got protest stuff happening. Protest. Surfing. The other thing I do is food and beverages. They know I've got this secret little stash after they've came to me and started getting stuff from me. Now they know I've got this secret little stash. Now they don't even look at the other places. They just go, hey. It allows me to charge a higher price because it's not going through my agencies. I keep 100% of it. Shh, don't tell anybody. If they find out, they'll kick my ass. But anyways, so now when, again, it's not like it was in the 80s and the 90s. I'm not making $1,600 for a center or a $1,200 for a cover. I'm getting $60 for a piece for 8 photos. 8 video, well, not photos, video clips. Now I'm getting $60 for 8 of them. 100, whatever it is that if it's 4K, 422 ProRes, it's $135. But I'm selling 8 of them now. And the agency's not getting any of that. It's all coming to me. I'm paying taxes on it, but this didn't happen overnight. This happened with time. I just kept packing like a chipmunk. I just kept packing the stuff up, building stuff, making connections, talking to people, and boom, it happened. So we've got protests, which is always really good, especially this time because documentary, they need protest stuff. You got to really think of it like you're making the stuff they're looking for. If you act like you're them, it's going to help you out. Food and beverage is for local brands. Food and beverage is for local brands. Some of my stuff's been on Popeye's Chicken, In and Out. Hang on, I gotta clear my throat again. In and Out. Okay. Big, juicy double, hand-cut fries, ice cold shake. With In and Out near you. In and Out burger. Jack in the Box. The old Sunrise Mall. Who was that? That was one, that clothing place years ago that sounded like Abercrombie and Fitch. That's it. Old Navy. I've got stuff for Old Navy out there. It takes time. Back in the day, it took time too. Before the internets, it took a lot of time. I would shoot stuff on film. Think of it like this. Look at it like this. Every time I clicked that shutter, it was $1. Taking the picture, processing it, making it a print, $1 per picture. That's a little high, but look at it like that. So, when I went out with film, I had to make sure I was getting the right stuff. I had to know who I was aiming for. Like this. Oh, shaky. If I was going to do travel, I would stay in hotels, eat foods at places, take pictures of food, restaurants, coffee shops, car rentals, everything. Who buys those photos? Travel bureaus, travel agencies. You get the picture. I went to shoot and I knew who my customer was. So if I'm going to go and shoot, let's say, hang on. Let's say, by today's standards, I was going to shoot some makeup products, stuff for people to put makeup on. A lot of people find somebody, their sister, their cousin, their uncle, whoever. I don't judge. Have them put the product on, take videos of it, have them sign a release. Boom. I wouldn't. I would figure out what product I wanted to push. Like, okay, forget about makeup. Let me make it easier. Bug spray. You know what I want to do? I just thought of this, so listen. Bug spray. Why would you want to take video, pictures, and sound of anything that had to do with bug spray? Because there's a lot of different bug sprays. Who would use these pictures? Well, the bug spray manufacturer would. They would be interested in them. Places you go to travel. You know, if you got you're out camping and maybe I've got a long shot of a family spraying bug spray on. That would work. That'd be interesting. Swimming pools. Not bug spray, but let's say, sunscreen. See where I'm going with this? So if I took bug spray, I could sell that to camping places, bug spray manufacturers, I guess, places with pools, beaches. You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going? Too many people look at stuff on a very narrow focus. Very narrow. See if my wife's looking for me. Nope. Very narrow focus. Like the bug spray. What people do is they go, okay, I'm going to make shots of doing I'm going to pull some out of my ass, but I'm going to make shots of tomahawk steaks. That's where they mess up. Because they go, I'm going to take pictures of steaks. That's how I'm going to do my food. I never did that. I said I'm going to do shots of SFF, what are they? Anyways, they're a beef distributor that's up there. Because I haven't shot for them, but I would say I'm going to do products of their products. So they sell steaks, different kinds of steaks, sausages, brats, all kinds of stuff. Yes, I had to buy it. Or I shouldn't say I had to. I would have to buy it. But kids cooking hot dogs, that's an ad for them. Somebody cooking one of the steaks on a rock out in the middle of nowhere with their meat. They would love that. Hey, you guys should put this on your website. And they would go, yeah, I think we should. That is how this works. You got to think of it in a different way. Don't think about it like I'm going to go out and do this, do that. You got to figure out who you're. Yeah, I'm probably lost you now, but I think you get the gist of it. I'm sure there's some information in there that was decent. It takes a long time. You got to pick out what you want to do, but don't be too narrow. Think about it like you are buying what you're shooting. Maybe bug spray, steaks, bakery goods, beer, no matter what. Shoot stuff, everything you do. Oh, yeah. Protests. In sequence. Make a sequence. Make a steaks, protest, close-up, back, mid. Video would be close-up of it sizzling, 3/4 of them putting it on the rock, the fire, a wide shot of somebody eating it. That gives you something to. So now they're not buying one, they're buying 3 shots, they're buying 4 shots, they're buying 5 shots. Now you've been doing this for 100 years like me, and now you got your secret stash. Now they're buying 8 shots at $120. Then over here they come and they buy 8 shots for $120. Over here they're buying 3 shots for $60. That's how it works. Now, I'll be hopping in with stuff like this all the time. I'll figure out a way to make them make more sense because, yeah, it's kind of crazy. But if you need something to relax to hear somebody talk, here it is. If you want to get involved in something like this, I'm not the only one that does it. I don't know if it's the right way, but it was the right way for me. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you listening to me rant. This is After Dark. Later.